Okay, you knew we had to cover this tonight. The Academy Award nominees were announced this morning.
I didn't read them yet, so this will be interesting.
All right, so we're going to talk about
I've got a lot of problems with this.
So many problems. You're starting to morph into Andy Rooney. Problems. I don't understand. All right, so here we go. Actor in a leading role. The nominees are Demian Bichir in A Better
Should we
Life.
give our predictions?
Yes.
As to who will win?
Yes, absolutely. Demian Bichir. You don't have to. It's not required, but me and Dane will.
Okay.
Me and Dane will for sure. Demian Bichir for A Better Life. George Clooney for The Descendants. Jean Dujardin for The Artist. Gary Oldman for Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. And Brad Pitt for Moneyball. I think I know what Dane's going to pick.
I'm going to pick Jean Jardine for The Artist.
Jean Dujardin. Not whatever the hell you just said.
Googly boogly. Googly boogly.
Great googly moogly. I'm going to
You
go
got
with
one, Alex?
We're going to go with Dujardin as well.
I'm going to go with Jean Dujardin also.
Yep.
The only reason I'm going to stay out of this, by the way, is not to be a putz. I have missed the majority of these movies this year.
Right.
I've been watching older films this year for my own research, so I missed a ton of movies. I can't give fair judging.
That is quite all right. Actor in a supporting role, we have Kenneth Branagh for My Week with Marilyn, Jonah Hill for Moneyball, Nick Nolte for Warrior, Christopher Plummer for Beginners, and Max von Sydow in Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close.
Oh, a lot of good actors on that list.
Yeah.
And Jonah Hill, too.
Well, yeah.
Jonah Hill.
If Jonah Hill... I got a lot of problems with this. So let me get this straight. Albert Brooks? No. Viggo Mortensen? Nah. Patton Oswalt? Nah. Jonah Hill? Fuck, let's nominate him.
I'm going with Max von Sydow.
I'm going to go with Christopher Plummer.
Alex?
I'm going to go with Max von Sydow as well, since the fact that guy can make it to a film set when he's like 200 years old is admirable.
I actually
even though
really
I didn't
enjoyed
see him. I'm going to also pick Christopher Plummer just because the man rules.
Right. I really actually enjoyed Max von Sydow.
Also do a write-in vote for Fred Fritz for The Evil Underneath.
Oh, man. I didn't know you saw that already.
But which Jonah Hill is nominated? Moneyball Jonah Hill or The Sitter Jonah Hill?
Moneyball Jonah Hill. Admittedly, the better of the two. Still, that's not saying much.
You in that? Were you in that movie, Fred?
Yeah, I'm the guy with the goatee that gets I get killed first. The axe to the head.
All right.
I directed my own death scene.
Ask me a question.
Ask me no questions, I'll hack you no lies.
As I was saying, I actually kind of really enjoyed Max von Sydow in Rush Hour 2, as bad as those movies exponentially got. Like the first one, the second one was okay, the third one was unnecessary, but I liked Max von Sydow in the second one. He played a really good bad guy.
So, me and Fred are picking Christopher Plummer, and you and Alex are picking Max von Sydow.
Yeah.
Sydow.
Sydow.
By the way, I still love him in... I know it's a cheesy movie and everything, but his performance in Flash Gordon is still like one of my all-time favorite villains.
Right.
I mean, seriously, that guy chews up so much scenery, it must have cost double to outfit that movie. Seriously.
I don't know. Did you ever see him in The Virgin Spring? That Bergman film?
Well, I've seen him in that one and The Magician, which he's amazing in The Magician.
Actress in a leading role. The nominees are Glenn Close for Albert Nobbs, Viola Davis for The Help, Rooney Mara for The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Meryl Streep for The Iron Lady, and Michelle Williams for My Week with Marilyn.
I'm thinking... I used to think Viola Davis had this sewn up, but with the recent spat of wins for Meryl Streep, I think she's got it this year.
Yeah, Meryl Streep always wins. I would pick her because it's a safe bet. and the
Falkland
Falkland Islands.
We have to feed the starving children, Peter.
I'm going to enter Fred's head and say Rooney Mara.
You know what? You actually nailed it. Not because I said girl with dragon tattoo before. I think that a lot of people thought that film got the shaft when it was originally released. The original version.
I was going to say the original version, or yeah,
the original version. So I think this is going to be a political choice. I think it's going to be her based on that.
Yep.
I really do. This has that stink
That's
of it.
going to be
just
a very bizarre choice if they pick her for the Oscar.
That's why I think it's going to be the one. I mean, why? You almost have to ask why she's there, really, comparatively speaking.
Yeah, she got passed up for the Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
She should have won for that, goddammit.
Actress in a supporting role: Berenice Bejo for The Artist, Jessica Chastain for The Help, Melissa McCarthy in Bridesmaids, Janet McTeer and Albert Nobbs, and Octavia Spencer for The Help.
I want Melissa McCarthy to win
Didn't she
purely
win
because
I was actually going to point out, didn't she win the Emmy for
I
Mike
think
and
it's
Molly?
been quite a while since a purely comedic. It's been quite a while since a purely comedic role won an Oscar.
Right? Didn't she win the Emmy for Mike and Molly? I believe she did,
Yeah, she
and
did.
that was actually an out of left field pick. That was I was going to mention that when we were talking about Rooney Mara being out of left field. So yeah, that was out of left field for me when she won the Oscar. I mean, I'm pleased she won, but it was still out of left field. Animated feature film. This is going to be interesting. The nominees for animated feature film are Cat in Paris, Chico and Rita, Kung Fu Panda 2, Puss in Boots, and Rango.
Rango.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. There. Rango.
I'm also going to go with Rango just because you just look at the choices and
Yeah.
which one has any kind of meat on the bones, and Rango's
should be no contest. Director Michael Hazanavicius for The Artist. I probably butchered that. Alexander Payne for The Descendants. Martin Scorsese for Hugo. Woody Allen for Midnight in Paris, and Terrence Malick for The Tree of Life. You know who's probably going to get it? Martin Scorsese.
I'm pulling for.
I
know you're pulling for Woody Allen, but Martin Scorsese's undoubtedly going to get it.
I'll tell you what, I think it's going to be Scorsese as well, but I got to tell you, I think Woody Allen could be the black sheep this year.
Right. No, I totally agree.
I really do.
I totally agree.
I would go with Woody Allen.
Yeah.
I
Woody
haven't
Allen is
seen
a good
Midnight in
pick.
Paris, but I've heard a lot of talk about it.
But I'm
It's,
preparing
yeah,
also
the
to
first
be
one he's had in
disappointed,
years that's had this much talk.
She's probably going to be like, I don't want to accept this award because it's bullshit.
Best Picture. The nominees are The Artist, The Descendants, Extremely Loud, Incredibly Close, The Help, Hugo, Midnight in Paris, Moneyball, Tree of Life, and Warhorse.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to say The Artist.
That seems likely. I'm going to go with The Artist as well.
I'm going to say Hugo simply because lately it's been winning all the other awards.
Yeah, that seems likely. It's probably going to win.
I'll tell you what, because I'm going to, just because Hollywood loves movies about movies, and that's a film about George Millay,
Right.
The original special effects artist, the very first. So I've got to go Hugo.
Okay.
I just, they love movies about movie makers, obviously.
All right, that was all the major awards. There's a few minor things here that I'm not going to cover, but those were the major ones.
Is there a best soundtrack?
I think so.
Because
Let me look.
I am curious about that one. That's a personal
There's
one.
a best original film score and then best, I think just best music. Let me look.
Well, just give me score. I'm only interested in the score, if that's cool.
Okay. I will look that up then. Yeah, there's music original score and music original song. There's only two nominees for original song. It's Riel and Rio from Rio or
The
Man or
Muppets,
Muppet.
baby, the Muppets.
Man or Muppet from the Muppets, and I'm hoping the Man or Muppet wins.
I
Music
guess
original
Muppets.
yeah, music original score. The nominees are Adventures of Tintin, The Artist, Hugo, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, and Warhorse. And I want to go with Tintin on that one.
Man, you said that so fast. Forgive me.
Sorry.
I heard Tintin and Warhorse. That's all I heard.
Adventures of Tintin, The Artist, Hugo, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, and Warhorse.
Who did Hugo anyway? Who did
Howard
Scorsese's
Shore.
Hugo.
Howard Shore.
Who?
Howard Shore.
Oh, Lord of the Rings. Howard Shore guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
And
going to
who
go
did-
with The Artist.
It's actually... I'm torn between Tintin and Warhorse. There's the same guy, though. It's John Williams that did both, but I think I prefer Tintin to win.
I'm gonna go with Warhorse.
Yeah. It's like I said, either way, it's John Williams.
I'm going to be pathetic. I am going to be so pathetic. I'm going with Hugo.
Okay.
John Williams has won so many. I mean, he would have had to really dig deep, and he can. I'm not saying he can't, but I mean, his one of those guys because of his age and how many scores he's done. They're all starting to sound a little alike, and I think Howard Shore is kind of a new darling.
John Williams is like the Meryl Streep of music.
Yeah.
Na, 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 fucking
Nothing
islands.
beats Randy Newman's 500 nominations.
Poor Randy. He was good at one time.
Well, actually, now that he's won twice, it's not really a joke anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, I
WWE.
ask you, bitch.